In MBTI, there's a personality type called the Mediator, INFP. These individuals deeply fear being disliked by others and worry that if people knew their true selves, they wouldn't be accepted. They tend to live in a state of internal conflict. For example, during arguments, they often become silent, yet despite this silence, they desperately hope the other person will understand their feelings. When first meeting people, INFPs often put on a cheerful, outgoing front. But once in a relationship, they appear emotional and vulnerable. What does this vulnerability look like? During arguments, even when deeply upset or angry, they might say things like, "You don't matter to me at all," or "I'm not upset because of you," when in reality, they are suffering deeply inside. Dating an INFP requires extra love and patience. So, what kind of family environment produces an INFP? First, their parents often have a disharmonious relationship with significant personality differences. Part of the reason INFPs develop mediator tendencies stems from childhood experiences where their parents' relationship was strained. Their home life often contained friction and conflict. Typically, one parent had a dominant personality, unstable emotions, and frequent outbursts, creating a turbulent environment for the NP, intuitive perceiving child. To survive emotionally, they learn to mediate between their parents, becoming hyper-aware of emotional cues and often serving as an emotional outlet for both. This led to extreme caution in behavior. Growing up in such a tense family environment, INFPs become extremely conflict-averse, yet highly empathetic. They become pleasant companions, excellent listeners who avoid burdening others, often choosing to suffer quietly to avoid conflict. Second, one of their parents often excels at subtle control. Many assume INFPs come from loveless homes, but that's not always the case. Some receive plenty of love, yet still develop INFP traits. Why? Because some parents, while providing strong material support and appearing loving, exert covert control, failing to respect their child's thoughts and choices. These children don't lack love, they lack understanding and respect, often experiencing emotional boundary violations. For example, when asked whether they want milk or soda and they choose soda, the parent replies, "Milk is healthier," and gives them milk anyway. This creates an illusion of choice, disregarding the child's preference. Growing up in a family that seems open-minded but constantly imposes limitations, the child eventually stops expressing thoughts and opinions because they're routinely ignored or dismissed. It becomes easier to meet parental expectations and avoid conflict. As adults, INFPs often lack internal drive and responsibility, which shows up as procrastination and decision paralysis. They tend to avoid challenges because their emotions were suppressed during childhood, leading them to internalize negative feelings. This results in sensitivity, insecurity, overthinking, internal conflict, and perfectionism. This is why many consider INFPs to be late bloomers. They must work through significant inner obstacles before they can thrive. What's the solution? The key is to leverage their strengths while managing weaknesses. INFPs should use their natural talents to tackle shortcomings and build a stronger connection with reality to create balance. Many mature INFPs overcome their limitations by discovering and nurturing their strengths. That's why many artists are INFPs. Creative expression allows them to flourish. If you're an INFP, remember that you possess exceptional qualities. Your task is to find them and let yourself grow in areas where you shine.